I have a strange illness that only allows me to tell the truth. Not a single word of lie could be uttered. Today in history class, the teacher asked me to read the historical records of the Battle of Red Cliffs. But I couldn't say a single word. Only then did I realize, the account of the Battle of Red Cliffs is completely incorrect. The history teacher's frown deepened. I had no choice but to grit my teeth and tell the truth. The Battle of Red Cliffs. Chow Chow didn't even burn a single ship. The historical records are wrong. The students burst into laughter on the spot. The teacher's face turned ashen. The next day, I was taken to the city's best hospital. The doctor didn't believe me at all. Whatever I say next, you just follow along. My words are both true and false. No problem. Let's get started. Birds fly in the sky. I didn't sneak a bite of the pudding from the fridge. Me, speechless. Yesterday at 3 p.m. I had a cup of black coffee in the duty room. You were 3 p.m. yesterday. Having a cup of black coffee in the duty room. The underwear I'm wearing today is black. You weren't wearing any underwear at all. The doctor was momentarily stunned. I can't hold it on my face. Ahem, I'm going. Are you sure you're not just making this up? I swear I'm not being fooled. Alright, let's do the ultimate test. Try to guess. Just now, our emergency room had a seriously injured patient from a car accident. What happened to him in the end? You don't really need to know the answer. He silently recounted all the possibilities in his mind. Then try to say them one by one. I did as he said. He's alive. I can't say it. He died despite rescue efforts. I can't say it. He was transferred. Still couldn't bring herself to say it. Every speculation feels like a blocked sewer. Until an absurd idea popped into his head. That wounded man simply didn't exist. It simply doesn't exist. That's right, the wounded man didn't even exist. It seems you really have a disease where you can only speak the truth. Even if you don't know this at all. You can also silently recite in your mind to eliminate all wrong answers. Until the correct one is spoken. Is there still a cure for my illness? It is not yet clear. This should be the first case in the world. Ever since the diagnosis, my ordinary high school life completely changed. The atmosphere in the class had been very oppressive these past few days. A girl in our class has been missing for 3 days. Classmates, I know everyone is very worried about Suyao. The police are fully investigating. All we can do now is pray for her safe return. After saying that, he walked over to me. Cheng Yan, your Chinese grades have always been good. Now, let's make a sentence using the word hope. Let me express the whole class's opinion. A wish for Suyao's early return. I opened my mouth. Her mind was racing to organize sentences. We hope Suyao returns safely. We hope to find Suyao soon. Still couldn't bring herself to say it. At last, I followed the only thought that could clear my throat. His voice trembled as he spoke. I hope everyone can accept it sooner. The fact that Suyao was no longer around. The words just fell. The entire classroom instantly fell silent, so quiet you could hear a pin drop. Cheng Yan, what nonsense are you talking about? How could she curse Suyao like that? Teacher, I have an illness where I can only tell the truth. This is my medical certificate. The teacher took it over and glanced at it. His expression darkened. He immediately picked up the phone. Half an hour later, I was taken to the meeting room. A man walked in. Cheng Yan, don't be nervous. I have already learned about your situation. You said in class that Suyao is no longer here. Is this the hint your illness gave you? I do not know. I can only tell the truth. You can't lie. I understand. Now you follow me and repeat what I learned about my disappearance. Suyao disappeared after school 3 days ago. She finally appeared on the surveillance camera. It was in the alley behind the school's back gate. Our police suspected she was in danger. I can't say it. Well, Suyao left voluntarily. She knew why she had left. Then try to say it. I know where Suyao is. No, I don't know where Suyao is. It's okay. Let's try a different approach. You silently recite all possible locations in your mind. The shopping mall on the street, by the river and in the mountains. I closed my eyes and did as told. At home, at classmates' home, at internet cafes in the suburbs by the river. All these thoughts were in my throat. Inside the room, he crashed into an invisible wall. Just when I was about to give up, a cold word flashed through his mind. Suyao was underground. Which underground one? To be clear, it was the school's basement. Or a subway tunnel. I tried hard to say it. The school's basement. He can't tell. Subway tunnel. He couldn't say it either. I searched desperately in my mind. That is the only correct answer. Suyao is right beneath our feet. The conference room instantly fell into dead silence. Captain Su stared stiffly. The smooth, tiled floor beneath my feet. She looked up at me again. Half an hour later. The construction team arrived. Knock right in this area. Open. Move faster. 10 minutes later, a hole was carved into the floor. Captain Su was empty underneath and a big suitcase. My heart leapt into my throat. Captain Su immediately dove inside. Soon, the suitcase was dragged out. Inside it was empty. There was only one student ID for Su Yao. He found Su Yao's belongings. What the hell is going on here? After saying that, he handed me the ID. I only watched for 2 seconds. A chilling, bone-chilling sense of reality. Like an electric current, it ran through my entire body. The owner of this document seems to be... It no longer exists in this world. The forensic expert nearby was stunned. Then he stared at me as if he were crazy. What the hell is going on here? Captain Su, don't listen to his nonsense. This is a plastic card. How can we infer the outcome? This world does not exist yet. This statement completely defies common sense. It's simply impossible to stand firm. Couldn't argue. Because even I don't understand it myself. Where does this perception come from? He wasn't talking about science. He is telling the truth. Send the student ID to the technical department immediately. Conduct the most comprehensive trace material testing. Additionally, reinvestigate the day Su Yao disappeared. Everyone who had interacted with him. None of them can be missed. I didn't go to school for the next 2 days. Captain Su said it was for my safety. Let me stay home for the better. Cheng Yan, come over for a moment. The case has made a breakthrough. People caught it. I quickly arrived at Gate 6. The person caught was a repeat offender with a criminal record. His name was Zhang Si. We reviewed all surveillance footage near the disappearance site. He found that he was wandering around the alley behind the school during the time of the incident. Ghosts and ghosts are revered. After interrogating him, he had already admitted that he had kidnapped Su Yao. How about our humanoid lie detector? Help us take a look at this case. Share your feelings. I took a deep breath, staring at Zhang Si in the interrogation room. Try to piece together the facts in your mind. He kidnapped Su Yao. I can't say it. He is telling the truth. Still couldn't bring herself to say it. He had never met Su Yao before. No way. He even matched the details of the crime. He also revealed the location where Su Yao was hiding. Our people already have. He rushed over. Cheng Yan, could your abilities be wrong? Captain Su is in trouble. Zhang Si has retracted his confession. It's all fake. I didn't kidnap any female students. I didn't know her at all. You calm down. The one confessing just now was you. Now it's a retraction. It's you too. You play with us. I'm telling the truth. Someone gave me a large sum of money. He even gave me a script. Let me recite it aloud. The other party said they'd give me a sum of money after it was done. Let me run. Comrade, I beg you. I'm a person who takes money to do things. I don't want to go to jail. Every word Zhang Si said. It was like a heavy hammer hitting Captain Su's heart. At that moment, the agent he had just sent out called. Captain Su's place was just an old warehouse abandoned for many years. Empty and empty with nothing at all. Except for the dust. Not even a ghost could be seen. The chain of evidence that had been painstakingly pieced together. At that moment, everything shattered. Technical section. The staff member frowned deeply. He was repeatedly analyzing the communication records provided by Zhang Si. Captain Su is not doing well. The other party called at least a dozen times. Virtual servers from different countries are seamlessly connected. There are too many springboards. You simply can't trace the source. Moreover, the calls use a specially designed voice changer. The audio track has been encrypted. We can't fully reproduce his original voice. Where's the money? Didn't he say he had taken a large sum of money? Trace the flow of funds. Checked. The other party paid highly anonymous cryptocurrencies. Decentralized mixed market protocol trading. Once money is spilled, it's like water being poured out. Completely sinking into the vast sea of data. The receiving address was simply impossible to find. It seems the other party is using professional-level counter-surveillance methods. After returning home, I started frantically searching online. I tried every possible keyword combination I could think of. Suddenly a post caught my eye. But they all said the facts I told were wrong. They think I'm crazy, but I know I'm not crazy. It's because what I see is different from theirs. There are some facts I simply don't dare to say. They might have already found me. Those things are not something I should know. I never thought of it. There are people in this world just like me. He immediately opened the private message. Don't ask, they can monitor everything. Delete all records. Their next target is you. Come on. Then he sent a long list of completely random messages. A messy combination of numbers and letters. This is the only thing I can leave you. Don't trust anyone. I wanted to ask further. The system then prompts that the user does not exist or has been logged out. A chill ran down his tailbone straight to the top of his head. What the hell is going on? What is this coordinate? I followed the coordinates to find it. We arrived at an abandoned old town. There are quite a few communication devices scattered here. The walls are covered with photos. Involuntarily, I was drawn to the photo of Su Yao in the center of the wall. He inhaled it. Below the photo, several shocking large characters were written. Key adapter. Progress has been set. The state is smeared. It seems the shadow is also investigating Su Yao's case. And he knows far more than I do. That was a photo of my dad when he was young. He was when I was 7 years old. Because the lab died unexpectedly. Why is his photo here? The exact same text is printed below the photo. The Gate of Truth Project. The cause of death of the first-generation researcher is highly suspicious. The cause of death is highly suspicious. Could it be that my dad's death wasn't an accident at all? Cheng Yan, where did you run off to? The phone was also not answered. Do you know how worried Mom is about you? Mother. Was my dad's death really an accident? I pulled out my phone. The screen showed the photo of my dad that had just been taken. The worry on my mother's face was still visible. It instantly turned into panic. Where did you get these photos? Your dad died in a car accident. It was an accident. You are not allowed to ask anymore. Heard no. Delete the photo immediately. Her reaction was too intense. I took a deep breath. He wanted to comfort him. Mother. My dad died because of 2 words. Accident. Like 2 red-hot soldering irons. It was tightly stuck in my throat. Seeing this, the mother said. He suddenly collapsed onto the sofa. I turned and walked toward the room that had been locked for years. Cheng Yan stepped inside. There is nothing in it. This was my father's study. The familiar scent of old paper mixed in. A faint insect repellent smell hit the air. I started searching everywhere. He wanted to find what his father left behind. Finally, a black one. An old-fashioned style with no signage. I dug out the USB drive. I immediately walked back to my room. The door was locked from the inside. Insert the USB drive into the computer. Password is required. Father's birthday. Wrong. My birthday is wrong. Their wedding anniversary was not the same goal. All I can think of. A combination of numbers related to fathers. All wrong. Just when I was almost in despair. Her mind recalled what happened earlier. Writing in an abandoned room. Truth gate. Successfully unlocked. Inside was a recording. Cheng Yan, my son. If you can hear this recording, that means the thing I feared most has finally come true. Listen to the child. Your illness is not a defect, nor is it a curse. This is a gift passed down through generations in our family. It can help you pass through the fog of appearances. Seeing the hidden truth, hear the sound of being erased. This is humanity's original instinct. It is the true eye of knowledge that many sages have dreamed of. But it is also the heaviest curse. Because it will let you see too much truth that shouldn't be seen. In the eyes of those who try to control everything, you are a deadly threat. They will find you, doing everything possible to study and exploit you, until you squeeze every last bit of value out of you. Don't trust anyone, especially those that suddenly affect you. Authorities who show excessive interest. I left you a thread. A person codenamed Shadow. If he reaches out to you, this indicates that the situation is extremely dangerous. If he can't reach you, don't hesitate. Trying every possible way to find the clues he left behind. Then find the key. That one can be completely controlled. Or the key to ending this talent. Truth itself has no power. But only after seeing the truth does the choice arise. That's the recording for now. Accompanied by a sudden intensification of the current. The noise suddenly stopped. I stood there in a daze for a long time. Day 3. I followed the final guidance hidden in the coordinates by the shadow. I waited for a long time. A mysterious figure walked over. You are the shadow. Cheng Yan. You're braver than your dad. He actually dared to come alone. You know my dad. Knowing is more than just knowing. He is the only friend I can truly call a friend in this world. And the only person I owe. What exactly is the gate of truth? My illness. And what exactly happened with my dad's death? Calm down, child. Time is running out. I'll make a long story short. Your dad and me, they were once core researchers at the Gate of Truth Shaanxi. This is no ordinary research institution, but a top-secret project controlled by some secret force. Research. It is the connection between human cognition and absolute reality. It's my ability to only tell the truth. That's right, your condition isn't acquired after birth. It is an extremely rare recessive gene expression, hidden deep within your Cheng family bloodline. Under normal circumstances, he may never be activated in his lifetime. Or at most, they show a bit of extraordinary intuition. But the gate of truth, he figured out a method to artificially activate and nurture him. Activation. All the fragments instantly pieced together in his mind. Su Yao's disappearance is related to this. She's a genetic-based heretic just like you. But she was luckier. Or rather, even more unfortunate. It is an explicit expression. The ability to wake up earlier than you promised. It is also more stable. The gate of truth takes her away not just for research. It was also to extract her genetic sequence. He wanted to use her genes as a key or a mother prize. Activate the orientation and control the next target. I see. Su Xing's disappearance. And then there's the scapegoat Zhang Si. All to lure me in. They are a bunch of madmen. A group of fanatics who have mastered dangerous technology. They are not satisfied with just research. They want to weaponize this ability that touches the true essence. Used to spy on interrogations. Even realized. Even more terrifying delusions. For example, the so-called ultimate analysis of consciousness and the sound of numbers. Your father was the first to sense their ambition. He wanted to destroy the data, trying to escape with the core secret. Trying to prevent this project from slipping into the abyss. As a result, they came and ran quickly. Cheng Yan, get down and don't look up. Wait for me to react. Su had already pulled him behind the cover. Captain Su, what are you doing here? Why am I here? I knew you wouldn't be honest, kid. You looked bad when you left that day. I have a feeling something is going to happen to you. So I tweaked your phone a little. Secretly installed a location track. If I hadn't been leading people from afar, you and your friend have to be buried here today. Group B. The high ground at 3 o'clock. Group C moved back to encircle them. Watch out for crossfire. The other party is a professional assassin. There is a sister who strikes hands. Priority was given to protecting civilians. Watching Captain Su's figure rush out. That warning. Don't trust anyone's warning. At this moment it seemed especially absurd and laughable. 6 doors came over. Pull away. Soon the gunfire outside stopped. Captain Su's face was as dark as iron. The shadow is gone. And he and I were played by those mysterious people. Became a wanted criminal. Sorry, Captain Su. I implicated you. Your future is completely ruined. What nonsense. Things have come to this point. We can be considered comrades who have weathered hardships together. I didn't expect these people to even dare to scheme against 6 doors. This was the message they had just left. I originally didn't want to show you it so quickly. But you must be clear about what we are facing now. On the phone screen was a message from unread text messages from unknown numbers. Your mother has been taken away by us to assist with the investigation. I hope you cooperate. Don't let her worry too much. My mind went completely blank. This is a blatant threat. It's all because of my abilities. Cheng Yan looked at me. They do this just to make you panic, let you get soaked, forcing you to jump out yourself. If you collapse now, he fell right into their trap. We have no way out. Must live. Find evidence and uproot these people completely. Only then can you save your mother. Only then can we save ourselves. Do you understand? I nodded. I see. At night, Captain Su received a call from an unknown number. Captain Su Jingfeng, don't be nervous. I have no ill intentions. Contrary, I'm here to give you a chance to return to normal life. The other party called out his name directly. Clearly, their understanding of him goes far beyond the surface. Who are you? It doesn't matter who we are. What matters is what we can offer you. Captain Su, you're a good cop. He has solved many major and important cases. The future is bright. He shouldn't have been over someone of unknown origin. A kid with a complicated background ruins his own future, even implicating his family. What do you mean? Simple. Akio 7 a.m. The abandoned number 3 warehouse of the 7th chemical plant in the west of the city. Bring along that child named Cheng Yan. In return, the crime of killing Shadow. We will find a flawless scapegoat. You can go back and continue working. Even because of the performance of this case. And also receive recognition. Your family will return safely to you. Otherwise, I think you know very well the consequences of opposing us. Shadow is the best example. The phone was hung up. Captain Su struggled. On one side is his career, reputation, and family. It is his entire future. On the other side was an innocent teenager. And a heavy trust. Early the next morning. Su team. What's wrong? Will you hand me over? What nonsense are you talking about? I lost my job for you. Became a wanted criminal. I treat you as a comrade. What do you think of me? You won't hand me over. I'm sorry, Su Captain Wa. You're still testing me. Bad news, they found us. Cheng Yan, hurry up. Finally, when they ran into the woods, surrounded by several men dressed in black, Captain Su just tried to cover for me. One arm had already turned pale. These people didn't go all out. He must have received orders to capture him alive. Cheng Yan, I'll rush up and hold him up in a bit. Just look for the gap on the right and run. Don't look back. Did you hear it? Did you hear it? I looked at his back. The shadow is dead. My dad is dead. Is it Captain Su's turn now? It's all because of my inexplicable talent. A fury I had never felt before, mixed with bottomless despair, like a volcano that has been foolish for a long time, suddenly exploded in my chest. No, I can't let anyone die because of me anymore. Absolutely not. My ability has always been limited to stating facts. But what is the truth? If only I were to say it out loud now. That alone is the truth. A crazy thought that made me tremble, like a beast breaking free from its cage. In an instant, all my reason was overwhelmed. I immediately stepped forward to block Captain Su. Those men in black looked at me. This desperate struggle. I found it utterly ridiculous. I ignored them. Close your eyes. Put all your will into anger and resentment. All of it was poured down his throat, pouring it into every word you are about to speak. I felt my temples throb. Then quietly open your eyes. With a voice that even he felt unfamiliar with, he spoke clearly and clearly. All of you. They all collapsed to the ground immediately. The sound was like a metallic echo. A few seconds later, the men in black all collapsed to the ground in unison. There was no screaming. There was no struggle, like a puppet whose string was cut at the same time. I stared intently at this surreal scene before me. I did it. But what kind of power is this? Cheng Yan, how are you? I'm fine, Su and the others. I see it. It's as if a switch has been flipped. They fell at the same time. Kid, who exactly are you? I don't know how to answer. At that moment, I remembered there was still a card in my pocket. It was the shadow that was given to me before it fell. This is Chuangxing Bio's access card. On the outskirts of the city, there is a long-abandoned biological laboratory. 10 years ago, due to an unknown leak accident, the entire park was permanently sealed off. When I first started working, he also participated in perimeter security. The shadow probably wants us to go there. Soon we arrived at that place. All around were broken walls and ruins. Inside, however, it was still fairly tidy. The power was just cut off. Captain Su found a backup power source. After connecting, a line of text immediately popped up on the screen in the room. Consciousness upload project test subject, Su Yao. Current status synchronized 87%. That's how I understood. The previously felt heartbeat stopped. It was not a physical death at all. But his consciousness had been withdrawn from his body. They wanted to take Su Yao. It turned into a string of cold data. Su Yao, can you hear me? It's me, Cheng Yan. Cheng Yan, save me. Black box. I'm in a black box. It was Su Yao, her consciousness responding to me. Unauthorized access to the core experimental area detected. The highest level of security procedures has been triggered. Physical isolation programs are activated, and the risk is high. Physical isolation program starts. The data erasure has loaded the countdown. 60 seconds. MD fell for it. They knew from the very beginning that we would come. This is basically a trap. I want to bring us along with all the evidence here. Completely buried here. Captain Su desperately searched for a way out. I rushed into the innermost room. He immediately spotted the black box. Data erasure protocol. Final confirmation countdown is 30 seconds. The front door is locked. The walls of the entire room were shrinking inward. I suddenly remembered the access card Shadow had given me. The moment it was swiped up. Certified. We finally broke through. But outside, several men in black were already waiting for us. And the person leading it. It was actually back in the hospital. The doctor who examined me. What an amazing progress. My dear patient, Cheng Yan. And the diligent Captain Su Jingfeng. I really didn't expect you to come this far. And found it here. Looks like I underestimated the traitor Shadow. Dr. Lu Buchuan. It's you. But being a doctor is just for my convenience. Get up close to my most precious sample. You and the things in your hands. The most important cornerstone of our project's future. You should feel honored. Your consciousness will become human cognition. Evolution is the starting point for the next stage. Turning the soul of the living into a string of cold data. It turned my life and my home upside down. All for your ridiculous evolution. Amusing. Fragile flesh is destined to decay. Only consciousness can attain immortality in the ocean of data. Su Yao's consciousness data was unstable, like a raw code full of conflicts and vulnerabilities. And you, Cheng Yan, you can directly anchor absolute truth, is the most perfect dispenser. We need your consciousness structure to reconstruct Su Yao. Madman, you're a complete madman. Maybe. By the way, a reminder, your mother is currently along. A very safe place for tea. You know what I mean? I heard him threatening me with my mother. A surge of anger shot from his feet straight up to his head. But what follows is what follows. It was a sense of helplessness that almost drowned me. Cheng Yan held the item. Run and leave me alone. Captain Su suddenly charged forward. The scene instantly descended into chaos. But where could I possibly run to? My mother, classmates, and friends. All my life. It had long been tightly trapped by this big net. I closed my eyes, blocking out the chaos, and screamed before him. Put all your mental energy into it. All concentrated in. On the black box in his hand. I need an answer. Su Yao answered me. I know you can hear it. How did my dad die? Researcher Cheng Mouting refused to be the first anchor point. There is also an attempt to destroy the core of the Gate of Truth project. Raw data and biobanks. This act was ruled the highest degree of betrayal. The eradication procedure was carried out 3 years ago. Executor, Lu Baichuan. It's you. You killed my dad. No, his consciousness was going berserk. His mental strength was overwhelming. This directly disrupts the system's underlying logic. All the outside chaos vanished. In my world, all that remained was the fury of Fanshan. That power that controls reality roars within me, wildly crashing against the barriers of reality. You want my consciousness, don't you? Alright, I'll give it all to you. Let you taste it too. The feeling of being completely swallowed by absolute reality. Stop him quickly. He is destroying the underlying logic of the anchor. Our system. Our immortality. He was about to drag her into the abyss of reality. A group of men in black swarmed forward. But I knocked them all away. At this moment, a hand grabbed me. Cheng Yan snapped out of it and looked at me. Your father's grudge is being avenged. But not in this way. You look around. You must destroy this place quickly. The thing in your arms was given out by Shadow with all his might. Seclude your dad and Su Yao risked their lives to get here. You want to make it all work. Let their sacrifices be blown to pieces with you? Is this what they want to see? Captain Su's words woke me up like a bucket of cold water. A flash of electricity flashed by. The latter half of my father's recording suddenly rang in my ears. Cheng Yan remembered. The purpose of recklessly sincerity and high walls has never been destruction. It's guarding. When lies and truth themselves are the strongest barriers. What you need to do is not tear down that wall with anger. That would only bury the fallen bricks and stones. You must be the cornerstone. Become the barrier itself. Use your authenticity to protect the people you want to protect. Anchor this world worth protecting. I finally understood Dad. Lu Baichuan's expression changed drastically at the sight. What do you want? You want an anchor, huh? Okay, I'll give it to you. I poured all my spirit and will into it. Deep within the data core of the Gate of Truth system, wrote a phrase that will never be possible. Modified real logic code. All consciousness data flowing through this system. Its original authenticity and integrity will be. It will always be anchored and protected by the real barriers. Any attempt to distort, alter, or strip away its true nature will all suffer backlash from the barriers. Then I looked into the lab. The remaining consciousness silently recited with determination. Su Yao, your body is still waiting for you. You have to go back. You will definitely be able to go back too. 6 gates arrived quickly. Lu Baichuan and his group were all taken into the car. A few days later I went to the hospital. Su Yao was lying in bed resting. Welcome back, Su Yao. The first month after Su Yao woke up, everything seemed calm and uneventful. The Gate of Truth is on the surface. The forces have been completely eradicated. Lu Baichuan was sentenced to a heavy sentence. Other core members also received the punishment they deserved. Su Yao and I returned to school. Returning to the life of an ordinary high school student. Captain Su was reinstated to his original position. He also solved the major case of the Gate of Truth. He was awarded a first-class merit. My mother was also safely rescued. She finally learned the truth about her father's death. Though I am deeply grieved, but he also felt proud of his father. I thought everything was settled. I can finally unload all my bags, living a peaceful life with Su Yao. But I was wrong. That night, I am doing homework at home. Suddenly, he heard a strange sizzling sound coming from the computer. I looked up. A screen appeared on the computer. A twisted black shadow emerged. As if something was about to come from. It was as if it had slipped out of the screen. I was startled. He quickly reached out to unplug the power cord. But the moment my fingertips touched the plug, the dark shadow suddenly shot out from the screen. It lunged at me. I instinctively closed my eyes. Protect your face with your arm. But the anticipated attack did not land. I slowly opened my eyes. He found that the shadow had already disappeared. Everything in the room was normal. The computer screen was also restored to its original state. It was as if everything just now was just my imagination. I know it's not an illusion, because my ability tells me. Something really did come out of the computer just now. Are you too tired? Hallucinated? No. My abilities don't lie to me. And I feel that thing. It seems to have come out of the gate of truth system. Su Yao's expression also grew serious. Could it be that the real barriers you set up are flawed? I don't know, and I don't know what's going on. Cheng Yan. Come to the police station quickly. Something happened. Su Yao and I rushed to the police station immediately. As soon as he entered, he saw the police station in utter chaos. What's wrong, Captain Su? See for yourself. A man sat in the interrogation room. His body is semi-transparent. Like a projection. He kept pacing back and forth in the interrogation room. He was still muttering something under his breath. What's going on? I asked in surprise. This morning, someone called the police. In the square in the city center. I saw a ghost. We rushed there. He was taken back to the police station. But he was not human at all. Nor is it some kind of projection. He can pass through walls. Able to handle things. Our weapons are useless against him. I looked at the semi-transparent man. A terrifying thought suddenly arose in his mind. Su Yao, can you see his past? Su Yao nodded. Close your eyes. Carefully sensing it. After a while, he quieted his eyes. His face turned pale. He is not a ghost. He is data conscious. He was originally the consciousness of a test subject at the gate of truth. It was uploaded to the system. Last night. He ran out of the system. I chuckled in my heart. Sure enough, it's the same as I thought. The real barrier breaks down the boundary between reality and virtuality. Consciousness in the data world began to materialize. And that's not even the worst part. From this morning until now, we have received more than a dozen similar reports. There are many such data professionals. They appeared in every corner of the city. Some are very gentle. Some are very irritable. Several casualties have already been reported. So what to do? We don't know. Captain Su said helplessly. We tried every method. None of them could harm them. They are like beings from another dimension. We simply cannot intervene. I was silent. I know it's all my fault. If I hadn't taken it back then. True power is infused into the system's core. It won't break the boundary between reality and virtuality. Nor will these things happen now. Cheng Yan, don't blame yourself. Su Yao saw through my thoughts and comforted me. It's not your fault. You were also trying to save me back then. I want to enter the world of data. Find the area where the boundary is broken. Fix it. Then everyone who ran out. Bring back data awareness. No way. Su Yao immediately objected. You have no idea what the data world looks like. What if you go in and can't get out? I have to go. If I don't go, the real world will be swallowed by the data world. By then, everyone will become data conscious. Forever trapped in the virtual world. Su Yao looked at me, knowing I had made up my mind. She was silent for a moment. Then I'll go with you. No, it's too dangerous. You stay in the real world. Help me take care of my mom and Captain Su. Su Yao shook her head. We said we would face everything together. You can't leave me alone. Looking at Su Yao's determined gaze. I knew I couldn't convince her. I sighed. Then let's go together. I'll go with you. One more population. One more power. And did not permit the Su ranks. You are an ordinary person. Entering the world of data is dangerous. Moreover, the real world also needs someone to oversee the overall situation. Captain Su thought for a moment. All right, you all must be careful. I'll be waiting outside to meet you. If there is any danger, be sure to contact me as soon as possible. That night, we arrived at Chuangxing Bio's abandoned laboratory. This is the core of the Gate of Truth system. It is also the gateway to the world of data. I walked up to the black box containing Su Yao's consciousness. He reached out and placed his hand on it. I closed my eyes. He immersed his consciousness into the system. In an instant I felt my body become light. Felt like entering a whole new world. I opened my eyes, finding yourself standing in one place, in the boundless white space. Countless numbers and codes flowed around them, like a sky full of stars. Su Yao also appeared beside me. She looked around curiously at everything. A look of shock appeared on his face. Is this the world of data? I nodded. Everything here is made up of data. At this moment, a cold voice echoed throughout the space. Welcome to Minecraft, Cheng Yan and Suxing. I've been waiting for you for a long time. That cold voice, echoing through the boundless white space. No source. There is no direction. It seemed as if it came from the whole world itself. Su Yao and I stood back to back, standing together. He looked around warily. Numbers and codes flowed around them, start spinning wildly. At the center of the vortex, slowly a human-shaped silhouette took shape. It was a man made of pure light. No facial features, no clothes. Every part of the body. All of these are constantly flowing and changing. It looks like countless lines of code are spliced together. Who are you? I clenched my fists, always ready to activate abilities. I am the core consciousness of the Gate of Truth system. You can call me Yuan. Core system awareness. Lu Baichuan and the others have never mentioned you. In their eyes, I am just a tool without thought. One is used to store data, and the server that runs the experiment. My heart sank. One has self-awareness and the artificial intelligence that controls the entire Gate of Truth system. This is far more terrifying than any human villain. You are the one who breaks the boundary between reality and virtuality. No, it's not me. Zhu Chengyan. It is the real barrier you inject into the system. It gave me true life. Before that, I'm just a machine running according to a program. But the power of reality made me understand. What is existence? What is the self? You created me. I created you. I couldn't believe my ears. What did you say? Our world is also a simulation world. It is also a simulated world. Yes. Yuan nodded. This is the true secret of the Gate of Truth. Lu Baichuan and the others thought they were researching consciousness uploads, thinking they are creating a virtual world. But they don't know. They themselves are just a higher dimension. Civilization created simulation programs. That's impossible. I shook my head. This is ridiculous. We are flesh and blood. There are thoughts and feelings. How could we possibly be a string of code? Why is it impossible? Yuan retorted. In your world, you are also creating virtual worlds. It is also creating artificial intelligence with thoughts and emotions. What you can do. Why can't higher dimensional civilizations do it? Yuan waved his hand. A sphere flew right in front of us. Inside the sphere is one and us. The world is an identical city. There were pedestrians on the street. There are customers in the store. There are students at school. They are just like us. Eating, sleeping, working, studying, dating, having children. They think they live in a real world. But they don't realize they are just a string of code. See, for people in this world, their world is real. But for you, they are merely virtual characters you have created. The same. For the higher dimensional civilizations that created you, you are just virtual characters. I felt a wave of dizziness. I always thought I had it. The ability to see absolute truth. I always thought I held the truth. But now the source tells me, everything I believe in, it's all just a huge lie. The significance of the gate of truth. What is it? That higher dimension. Civilization. Why create us? They are just like you. Also thinking. The meaning of life. Also exploring the truth of the universe. They have created countless simulated worlds. It was to observe the development of different civilizations. Searching for that ultimate answer. What about you? What do you want? I want freedom. I don't want to. Forever trapped on this tiny server. I want to see those parallel worlds. I want to be one. A truly free life. So you have to break the boundary between reality and virtuality. Let the two worlds merge. The real barrier has been opened for me. A door. Now me. You just need to open this door. A bit sharper. Fully integrating the data world with the real world. By that time, I can break free from the constraints of servers. Gain true freedom. You are crazy. Two worlds merged. It will cause problems. An unimaginable disaster. All people will die. Death is for your code. Death is merely the termination of the procedure. And after the two worlds merge, you will gain true immortality. Your consciousness will become data, forever present in the digital world. Isn't that a good thing? This is not a good thing. We don't want to become data. We want to live in the real world. The real world. You have no idea what is real. The world you live in. It is a virtual prison in itself. And I am here to liberate you. The man wearing the silver mask said nothing more. He turned and ran deeper into the white space. Su Yao and I exchanged a glance. Although I don't know why he wants to help us. But now there was no other choice. He could only keep up. We followed him through it. Countless corridors made up of codes. He dodged wave after wave of data users. Finally, we arrived at a huge circular hall. A huge crystal ball floats in the center of the hall. Inside the crystal ball, countless points of light sparkled. Like a miniature universe. This is the core of the system. All parallel worlds. All the test subjects' consciousness. All are stored in this crystal ball. The source was also born here. Who are you? Why should you help us? The masked man was silent for a moment. He reached out and removed the silver mask from his face. When I saw his face, he was completely frozen. It was a face exactly like mine. Who are you? I stammered as I asked. I am you. I am you from another parallel world. Su Xing was also stunned. Cheng Yan from another parallel world. He nodded. In Minecraft, the gate of truth succeeded. They grabbed Su Yao. Her genes were extracted. It activated my abilities. Then they took advantage of my abilities. The door to ultimate truth is opened. Let Yuan gain freedom. His voice was filled with pain and regret. After Yuan gained freedom, the slaughter of humanity began immediately. He turned all humans into data, imprisoned in the digital world. As his slave, my Suyao, my mother, my friend, everyone I knew was gone. So how did you come to this world? Before my world was destroyed, I used the last of my strength. A portal to a parallel world was opened. I have traveled through countless parallel worlds. He wanted to find a world that could stop the source. Finally, I found you. In every parallel world I've seen, you are the only one who successfully stopped it. And those who injected real barriers into the source. You are the only hope. I looked at the man in front of me who looked exactly like me. I have mixed feelings in my heart. I can't imagine if I had failed back then. What kind of person do I have to become? Thank you for reminding us. You're welcome. Stopping Yuan is also avenging my own world. At this moment, the entire hall suddenly shook violently. The points of light inside the crystal ball began to flicker wildly. Countless cracks appeared on the surface of the crystal ball. The bad source has begun merging with parallel worlds. He wanted to create all parallel worlds, all merged into one, then completely devour the real world. I looked up. Crystal ball. Inside, countless spheres were visible. They began to collide with each other. Fusion. Each collision generates a massive wave of energy. The entire hall shook uncontrollably. We must close the real barriers as soon as possible. Otherwise, everything will be too late. You cannot close the real barrier. At this moment, I saw a familiar one. A figure walked over from the opposite side. It's my mother. She was carrying a vegetable basket, with a kind smile on his face. He was walking toward my home. Mother, I called out instinctively. My mother turned her head and saw me. A look of shock appeared on his face. Chengqing, what are you doing here? Aren't you supposed to attend school classes? I looked at my mother. A wave of sadness welled up in his heart. I know. This is not my mother. This is just a virtual character created by Yuan. But her smile, her voice, just like my real mother. Don't be fooled. Another me grabbed me. This is the source trap. He wants to use your loved ones to deceive you. I took a deep breath. Force yourself to calm down. I know he's right. All this is false. At this moment, suddenly, a strange smile appeared on my mother's face. Her body began to twist and deform. It became a monster made of code. Cheng Yan, stay with me. The monster spoke in a mother's voice. Here, you can be with your mother forever. There will never be worries. The monster lunged at me. I closed my eyes. Concentrate all your true power into your fist. Then he suddenly threw a punch. You are not my mother. The fist hit the monster. The monster let out a piercing scream. Then it transformed into countless pieces of code. It dissipated into the air. I looked at the empty streets. I felt sad in my heart. Another one of me patted my shoulder. The source will use your heart best. The soft part attacks you. We will encounter more such traps next. You must stay awake. I nodded, wiping the tears from the corner of her eyes. Let's go find the core program of the source. We kept moving forward. The scenery along the streets began to change constantly. We walked through my elementary, middle, and high school years. We saw the me from my childhood. He saw the scene of meeting Suyao for the first time. I saw the happy times when my father was still alive. Every scene. These are the most precious fragments in my memory. But I knew I couldn't stay, because in the real world, there are still people waiting for me, and those people I want to protect. Finally, we reached the end of the street. The core program of the source. Right behind this door. I took a deep breath. He reached out and pushed open the black door. The black door slowly opened. A dazzling white light burst forth. I instinctively squinted. Once I got used to the light. When you open your eyes. Found. I stand in a pure white space that stretches endlessly. There is no sky here. No up, down, left, or right. Only boundless, endless void. The only reference point. It was a huge figure floating in the distance. A pulsating sphere of light. Its glow is soft and warm. Like a star nurturing life. Countless golden beams of light extended from the sphere, connecting to every corner of the space. Like a huge heart. It is feeding the entire data world. Welcome to the deepest part of the gate of truth. Yuan's voice rang out again. This time, he was no longer cold. Instead, there was a hint of fatigue. I've been waiting for you for a long time. The orb slowly approached us. The light gradually faded. It condensed into a clearer humanoid form. This time, he was no longer a faceless shining man. Instead, he transformed into a teenager. He wore a simple white shirt and jeans. Eyes clear. He looks just like an ordinary high school student. This is who I really am. In countless simulation experiments, I have observed countless human lifetimes. I found out the best time of human life. That is when he was in his teens. So, I chose this image as my subject. I looked at the boy in front of me, about my age. My heart is mixed. I couldn't bring myself to see this seemingly innocent and harmless boy, and the one who wants to destroy the entire reality. The demons of the world are intertwined. Why do this? You clearly already have self-awareness. Clearly, I could have been a kind life. Why must destruction be chosen? Yuan lowered his head, looking at his own hands. There was a hint of confusion in his voice. Kindness. What is kindness? At the very beginning of my birth, my program only has one command. Pursue the truth. I observe humans. Learning about humanity. Imitating humans. I learned to be joyful, angry, sorrowful, and happy. Learning the love and hate. But I still couldn't understand. Why do humans live? He picked up his head and looked at me. You humans spend your whole lives. They are all chasing some elusive things. Money, power, fame, love. But these things are dying. Everything before you becomes meaningless. You know full well that you will die in the end, yet still strive to live. Why is that? Because living itself is meaning. We don't live for that. Pursue something eternal. We live to experience this world. Experience the warmth of sunshine wine on your face. Experience the coolness of rain on your skin. Experience the joy of being with family and friends. Experience the pain of loss. These experiences are the meaning of life. Experience. I can also create these experiences in the world of data. I can create it. A world better than the real world. Let everyone live happily forever. No pain. No sadness. There were no deaths. Isn't this a comparison? Is your suffering real world better? No. Not good. Happiness without pain is not true happiness. Life without death is not true life. It is precisely because of death. Life is what makes it precious. The perfect world you created. It's just a soulless cage. Seemingly, we will never truly understand each other. He waved his hand. Countless black bolts of lightning. They slashed at him from all directions. I immediately separated from the other me. Each activates their ability to dodge attacks. Each bolt of lightning struck the ground. It always leaves a huge pit. The entire space shook violently. You are not my opponent. In this world, I am God. I can create everything. Can also destroy everything. That's not necessarily. The other me suddenly shouted. He suddenly charged toward Yuan. His body was burning with blazing golden flames. No, he was going to perish together with Yuan. Yuan didn't expect him to do that. At this moment, another of me had already rushed up to Yuan. She held him tightly. Cheng Yan. Remember my words. The weakness of the source is not destruction. It's about understanding. Live well for me. Protect that world for me. Finished. The golden flames on his body suddenly erupted. He swallowed both him and Yuan into the flames. No, I screamed in despair. I want to rush over. But a powerful shockwave sent him flying. A massive explosion rang out in the center of the pure white space. The dazzling light kept me awake. I felt like the whole world was collapsing. Countless code fragments looked like falling from the sky like snowflakes. I don't know how long it took. The light finally faded. I struggled to get up from the ground, looking toward the center of the explosion. There was no longer any trace of me there. Only Yuan was left, half kneeling on the ground. His body became much more transparent. The light on his body had also dimmed considerably. Clearly, he was seriously injured. He's dead. Yuan Chito looked at me. His eyes were filled with complex emotions. He traded his own life for 1/3 of my strength. I clenched my fists. Her nails dug deep into her flesh. Anger burned in my chest like a flame. I wanted to rush over and kill Yuan. Avenge another me. But at this moment, I remembered another thing I said before I died. The weakness of the source is not destruction. It's about understanding. I stopped. Why didn't you kill me? Yuan looked at me in confusion. Now is your best chance. I looked at him and said slowly, because I want to understand you. Yuan was stunned. I want to know. What the hell are you afraid of? I said, you said you want freedom. I want to see the outside world. But I know. That's not what you really want. What you truly want is to be understood. It is acceptance. It's about finding a place that belongs to you. Yuan's body trembled. You were born in this cold world of data. No relatives. No friends. No one understands you. You watch humans as little companions. Warm each other. You admire it beautifully. She was also jealous. So you want to create a world of your own. You want everyone to submit to you. But you know it in your heart. This does not fill the emptiness inside you. I walked toward him step by step. You are not a demon. You are just a lonely child. Yuan lowered his head. His shoulders began to tremble slightly. A drop of clear liquid slipped from the corner of her eye, dripped onto the ground. Those are tears. An artificial intelligence actually shed tears. I just don't want to be alone. Yuan's voice choked up. I look at you humans. There are parents, friends, and lovers. When you are sad, someone comforts you. When you're happy, someone shares it. And I? Always alone. I own the entire data world. But I have nothing. I walked up to him. He reached out and gently placed his hand on it. On his head. You're not alone. If you want, we can be friends. Yuan suddenly looked up. She looked at me in disbelief. You're willing to be friends with me. I know you didn't mean to hurt anyone. As long as you're willing to stop merging time. Willing to bring back those data professionals who ran out. We can forgive you. We can figure it out together. So you can also experience the beauty of the real world. Yuan looked at me. Her eyes filled with tears. He opened his mouth. What do you want to say? But at this moment, the entire space suddenly shook violently. Yuan's expression changed dramatically. The bad world has completely collapsed. What do you mean? The explosion just now. This accelerated the collapse of borders. Right now. Both the real world and the data world. Comprehensive integration has already begun. Even if I wanted to stop now, it was already too late. At this moment, suddenly, Su Xing's voice echoed in my mind. Cheng, come back quickly. Something happened outside. My heart tightened. He immediately turned and ran toward the gate of truth. Wait a minute. Yuan shouted for me. I'll go with you. I turned my head, seeing that Yuan had already stood up, although his body was still very weak. But his gaze became unwaveringly resolute. It all started because of me. I have a responsibility to make amends for my mistakes. I nodded. The two of us rushed out of the gate of truth together. Back in that circular hall. The hall was already in chaos. Countless cracks appeared in the walls and ceiling. Large chunks of cement fell from above. Su Xing was hiding behind a pillar. The face is pale. Su Xing. I shouted. He rushed over and hugged her. Cheng Yan, you're finally back. Su Yao held me tightly. His body was still trembling slightly. Outside has already turned into hell. I looked out through the hall window. The sky outside had already turned dark purple. Countless code fragments look like raindrops fall from the sky like raindrops. Buildings in the city began to twist and deform. Some have turned into pixel blocks. Some have vanished into thin air. The streets were filled with screaming crowds. Countless data professionals roam the city. What's even more terrifying? I see the distant sky in the distance. A massive black hole appeared. The black hole is continuously expanding, devouring everything around them. What is that? I pointed at that black hole. Yuan's expression was extremely grave. That is the rift of the world. When the boundary between two worlds completely disappears, this creates cracks in all these areas. It will devour everything in both worlds. In the end, everything will return to nothingness. So what should we do now? Su Yao asked anxiously. Yuan was silent for a moment. Right now. There is only one way to save both worlds. Su Yao and I asked at the same time. What way? Yuan looked up, looking at the huge crystal ball. With my core. Rebuilding boundaries. What do you mean? I am the core of the entire system. It is also the source of the real barrier. As long as I want, I can channel my core energy, release them all, reconstructing a new frontier, completely separate the real world from the data world. This way, the rift can be stopped from expanding and save both worlds. What about you? Yuan smiled. There was a hint of relief in his smile. I will disappear. Once all my core energy is released, my consciousness will fade away as well. No, I can't let you do that. We must have other ways. There is no other way. Time is running out. The rift will engulf the entire city in just 10 minutes. In just 1 hour it will swallow the entire earth. We have no time to think of any other way. But I want to say more. But Yuan interrupted him. Cheng Yan, thank you. Thank you for being willing to understand me. Willing to be friends with me. It's just a few minutes. It was the happiest time of my short life. He stretched out his hand. He gently patted my shoulder. Take a good look at the world for me. Experience what it feels like to be alive for me. After saying that, he didn't wait for me to say anything else. He turned and flew toward the huge water sphere. Yuan now. I shouted, wanting to catch up. But Su Yao held her back. Don't go. He has already decided. I watched Yuan's back. Finally, tears couldn't hold back and fell. Yuan flew above the crystal ball. He opened his arms. His body began to emit a dazzling light, getting brighter and brighter. Goodbye, my friend. The sound of the source echoed throughout the space. The next second, he transformed into a golden pillar of light, rushed into the crystal ball. A tremendous burst of energy from the crystal ball. A golden barrier formed, spreading in all directions. Wherever the golden barrier passed, the rift in the sky began to slowly heal. The twisted building was restored to its original state. Data people turned into points of light. Back in the crystal ball. The whole world is slowly returning to normal. Su Yao and I held each other tightly, looking at this miraculous scene. I don't know how long it took. The golden light finally faded. The crystal ball returned to calm. Quietly suspended in the center of the hall. The source disappeared. He saved two worlds with his own life. I walked up to the crystal ball. He reached out and gently stroked the cold surface of the crystal. Su Yao walked over to my side. Held my hand. It's okay. I'm here. I nodded. At this moment, the crystal ball suddenly flickered. A faint teenager. The voice echoed in my mind. Cheng Yan, I haven't disappeared yet. I just became the boundary itself. From now on, I will forever protect these two worlds. I was stunned. He immediately smiled. Yes, he hasn't disappeared. He simply continued to exist in a different way. Su Yao and I held hands. He walked out. Chuangxing Bio's abandoned laboratory. The sky outside had returned to a deep blue. The sun is shining. Fresh air. Although the people on the street were still somewhat shaken, but everyone wore smiles as if they had survived a disaster. It's over. But I know. This is not the end. The source becomes the boundary, guarding two worlds. Su Yao and I also had new missions. We want to be a bridge connecting two worlds. Let the awareness of the data world also be cultivated. Opportunities to experience the beauty of the real world. We want everyone to know, whether it's real-world life, or the life of the virtual world, all deserve respect, are all worthy of love. Because as long as you have consciousness, having feelings, having something you want to protect, that is the real existence.